In this video I want to show you the Markbook that amPIL produces. You can get some really interesting information and insights into your students' data. So I'll go ahead and open it up. When you open up a Markbook, you can open it for the whole year group. So I'm going to go ahead and click on year 7, and the 2 assessments that they've sat are there. So you get all of the information, all the prior attainment data that you may have put in, plus how they've achieved on each of the assessments. You can filter these out. You can just select a particular group, for example, which I have done there, and you can filter out particular students if that's what you wanted to do. Just to go through some of the colour coding on here, students will come up highlighted green or red based on how they've performed in that assessment compared to the average for the class. So as you can see, for example, Aaron, Cora, Craig, they've all performed above the average for that set considerably, whereas Giselle, Hassan and Jessica have performed lower. The up and down arrows, red and green, these represent how they've performed compared to their prior attainment data. So, for example, Cora has got quite a comparatively low Key Stage 2 score, but she's achieved quite well on that assessment. So she's got a green arrow to say that based on how she's performed in the past, she's doing better than expected. Dave Johnson, he didn't perform badly enough for his name to be highlighted in red, but he's got a down arrow there because he should be one of the strongest students in the group, and he wasn't. So it's just a way for you to track how the students have done. It will also come up with grades on there as well. If you've allocated grades to that class, the information will be visible there for you. On top of this, you've got a few different options as well. So if you click on intervention cohorts, that will pick out your top, under and overachievers. Now that's based on their Key Stage 2 scores or their prior attainment data, so which students you might want to focus on most. Set change suggestions if you are in a subject that sets, which is quite common in maths. The set change recommendations will look at how the students have performed, and it will make suggestions about whether they're in the right group. For example, Aaron Lester, he's performed very, very well on that assessment. It will compare his score to the average in the group above, and it will give a confidence rating as well next to each of the students. Grade predictions, I don't think this will work on this particular setup, but if you do have terminal exam scores, if you have tracked your students all the way through school and you use the same assessments, you will be able to see how students have performed on these assessments in the past and what grades they've gone on to get at the end of their time of school. So you can see that, and you can use that as a prediction to see what grades students are likely to get with which scores. And historic tracking will allow you to see what the average scores on each of these assessments are over time. So you've got your 2 assessments here, and these are the average scores that have been gained from a year group on those assessments as time's gone on. So we've only got 1 year's worth of information on there, but you would be able to see whether your performance as a department is improving or decreasing as the years are going on. So you're able to check trends there. You can get a summary table up as well, finally, and it'll just display the averages for each of the groups. So if you wanted to compare performance between different assessments, you're able to do that with the summary table there.